everyone. Welcome back to Yarn Talks with Lizzy Knits. This is episode 11. My name is Erin Gates. I am the owner of Lizzy Knits and Three Birds Yarn Studio. And I think it's been like 2 weeks, maybe 3 since I last checked in. So let's see, I have lots of stuff to show you guys. I've been busy. Lots of stuff. And I reorganized all my shelves. Hold on. It was kind of fun. And I did it in rainbow order, of course, like, it's kind of fun. So yeah, it's much better this way. I like it. All right. So last time I talked to you, I know I was showing you, we talked about Courtney Flynn's new book. I'm going to show you that again in a minute because I have a focus on one of her patterns that I'm going to make. And I was showing you my shawl in reverse, that big sock weight pink purple shawl that I was working on. That one's now available, but I'll show it to you one more time in a minute. Let's see. But in the meantime, last weekend, Courtney and I went to Rhinebeck for the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. It was so amazing. Oh my gosh. Plus, I was really excited because I haven't been on vacation in so long. Or I take that back. I haven't been anywhere like, we go on family trips. So it was really fun, like just kind of getting away and having like a girls' weekend. I hadn't done that in a long time. We had so much fun, and we had been planning to do this for the past couple of years, but then like COVID started and everything got canceled and our plans got pushed back. So we were just so excited that this was our year to go. We just had a blast, and like just that area of New York, like in the near the Hudson River and everything, it was just so beautiful. And it was like the perfect fall weekend, and the events were just so fun. So what it is the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. That's like a Saturday and Sunday event. So we went to that on Saturday. I'm wiggling. Went to that on Saturday, and then on Friday there is a bunch of like markets. So earlier in the day we went to India Untangled, and it was like great. But we were meeting people we've never met in person before, or like our acquaintances from Instagram. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of shopping. So I'll show you some of the things that I picked up in a minute. And then in the evening we went to Wool and Folk, which was another big like marketplace event with like they had music and just a whole bunch of like amazing vendors and people that like, again, I followed on Instagram, but I've never seen like their work in firsthand. So it's just really cool, and like running into people that like, yeah, I followed, and like, oh, it's just like, it's so nice to meet you, and like taking pictures with friends, and really, really a lot of fun. Everyone was super nice, and like everyone was there just like, we all knit, like we're all here to like share our work and just like talk yarn and products and designs and just like enjoy each other's company. It was so fun. And basically it was like it was like a walking fashion show. Like that was my favorite part. I just want to see what people are wearing. It was so cool. Everyone brought out like their fancy shawls and like special like really intricate sweaters, and like this was the place to wear it. It was so cool. Speaking of sweaters, if you remember from my last episode that was the We Are Knitters Brussels sweater that I was working on. It was the gray one with I think I hadn't seamed the panels yet, and it was all like garter stitch. So I wore that on Friday, and I totally would show you the finished sweater right now, but it's in the dirty clothes. So I need to wash that. So no, I'm not digging out the dirty clothes, and poor planning on my part, but maybe I'll show you next episode if I think of it. But it was really comfortable. I love how it turned out. I ended up, and just like with any sweater I make, I added about 3 inches to the bottom hem just because I'm tall, but it was perfect. It was long. I love it. Like it was a long sweater, so it was just super cozy. It was like basically a knit sweatshirt, which basically I live in sweatshirts, so like right up my alley. It was great. And then on Saturday, which I was glad I didn't wear the sweater on Saturday because it got a little warm actually in the afternoon sun. But I wore my new shawl in reverse with like a denim shirt, and I wore it just like wrapped around scarf style, and it was perfect. And nice lightweight sock weight yarn. It was great. So for our first event that we went to for the trip was Indie Untangled. They got these like cute tote bags, and there was like a ton of goodies inside, and like fun like yarn samples, and just so fun. I love it. Swag bag. It was so fun. So Indie Untangled, that's their logo for this year. I love it, and I carried it around like all weekend, and it's so fun. I've been using it as a project bag like ever since I got back. So it's just adorable. And then we just did a bunch of shopping. So one thing I got and was Knit Coffee Company, a bag of, not just one, I bought several. But I'd seen this on Instagram and I never ordered it, but they had a booth in person. And like, oh my gosh, I have to try this. So I've already made a couple pots of it with one of the bags that I opened. It's delicious. It's so good. And I was like, it's just too pretty. Like, I don't want to use it. I'll use it. But I love the little swatch. How fun. I don't know about my fellow knitters out there, but like anything knitting related or knitting accessories or anything, like I have to have it. So that was a fun purchase. Another one. So this was also at Indie Untangled, Geektastic Fibers. So I bought this Christmas sock set. It was so adorable. I'm like, I'm making myself socks. Like, I need some festive socks. So it's variegated for the main color, and then a little skein of red for like the cuff, the heel, and the toe. So if you're watching this, and you're a sock maker, so I have a question. If maybe a pattern recommendation. So I've only made socks with like single color or self-striping yarn. I've never made socks where I physically switch colors myself, or I separate for like a contrasting heel, or I bet I could figure it out on like a vanilla sock pattern. But if you guys know of any like actual patterns out there that is like written for two colors and they tell you when to exactly change, I would love a recommendation. So if you could, like, if you know of one that you've used before for that contrasting, please send me a message or link it below. I'd love a recommendation. So thank you in advance. Otherwise, I think I could just use like a vanilla sock pattern, and it wouldn't be hard. Yeah, you just do the cuff. I like top down socks. I know a lot of you guys like toe up. I've done both. I'm just better with top down. But I'm really excited to cast these on. They're so pretty. So fun. And I'm getting really excited for Christmas. Like, and I was talking to my husband last night, like, I don't know what it is. And like, it's still like 4 days till Halloween, but for some reason, I'm just feeling it. And I haven't been feeling Christmas like the past couple of years. Like, I don't like it because I love the holidays, but for some reason, like now this year I'm feeling it though. So I want to, like, I just bought my kids all like matching Christmas pajamas. Like, I want to put my tree up like next weekend. Anyways, Christmas is coming. So when I do cast on those socks, I'll show you guys progress on that. Okay. Another vendor that I visited at Indie Untangled was Creo. So her name's Kristen. Again, I've been following her on Instagram forever, and she's from Chicago. So I'm like 30 minutes north of the city. So it's really fun to meet like local dyers and local artists, and I just love it. So I was really excited to meet her in person. Like, it was just great. That's why I love these events so much. It's like, I always feel a little awkward at first. Feel like, hey, you don't know me. Like, I'm Lizzy Knits. And like, oh, Lizzy Knits. Like, yeah, my name's Erin. I just feel so awkward. I gotta stop feeling awkward. But it's a blast. So meeting Kristen was great. So her booth looked amazing. And I picked up these 3 skeins of her super bulky, Big Papa. That's what she calls this base. So super bulky yarn. This one was an afterthought because I love yarn that is solid with just a light speckle to it, because this is great for cable knitting. So like, as much as I mean, I love all yarn that's kind of like just a gift, but for certain projects, like I really enjoy cable knitting. So just a hint of variation is enough, because otherwise if it's too busy, like you won't be able to see any of the design. So I will make something cabled with this, that's for sure. So now these two, I was drawn to these colors immediately, and actually she had a lime green one too, which I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy, so I might have to order it. So these two, I think I'm gonna try to put together like a beanie pattern, but like a two-tone. So maybe a cool maybe like a geometric color work with like triangles or something. Oh, I'll figure it out. Well, now I'm thinking I gotta write this down. So anyway, I'll come up with a good like two-tone. I just thought these colors were so pretty together. So this is on my to-do list. So one of these times I'll break these out and start playing around with them. But they're so cute. 3 colors. Nah, this one needs to be on its own, I think. 2 colors, but these are so fun. And I'll probably end up giving it to my daughter. Anything colorful, I'm like, girl, it's yours. It's so cute on her. Then at Woolen Folk, another dyer that I've been a fan of for years is Tristan at Dragon Horde Yarn. Okay, it's getting a little shiny. Can you see that? Dragon Horde Yarn. Okay, I gotta show. This is beautiful. Holy moly. It's like a Halloween rainbow. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's fall colorful, because like the tones, it's got like this overlay of like brownish burgundy like specks on top of like, oh, look at these like magentas and plums and oranges. I just love it. And this colorway was her Rhinebeck exclusive colorway, so she dyed it just for the weekend. Like, how could I say no to this? Like, I have to have this. So I will make something fun with this. This might need to go in a shawl. I wonder if I could find, I should look at her website, if she has like a solid color or something that would match. I'll check it out. But this needs to be a shawl. It's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. So cool. That was Tristan at Dragon Horde Yarn. Okay, my final thing that I bought was from Gems Luxe Fibers, and we saw them at Indie Untangled, and it was so fun. They had Courtney's book on display, because Courtney wrote a couple patterns with, or the one in particular I'm thinking of is called Pyramid Pop. This is with Gems Luxe Fibers. It's so gorgeous. So they had her book on display, they had this hat on display, and it was just so fun meeting them in person and chatting with them, and they're just such nice women, and we had a great time. So I want to make the Pyramid Pop, and Courtney used obviously different colors, but I picked my own little 5 skein set to make my own. So I picked these colors and I'm going to make the Pyramid Pop hat for Finley. So she's been asking me for a new winter hat, and these colors like just scream like this is all my daughter. Like, this is perfect. And I'm going to put a blue raspberry pom on top of it. By the way, this is blue raspberry. These are now on the website, so they're ready to ship. I got a whole bunch of these, and they're so fun. They're so fluffy. Okay, so that's going to pair with these 5. And look at this one. This is like a unicorn, pink unicorn colors. These are so cute. Let me show you their label. So this is their the name of their company, Gems Luxe Fibers. And last thing, what makes it so special about these mini skeins, which, oh my God, they had like a whole rainbow of colors of these. I stood there forever and tried to pick these 5, and I kept like switching them out. I'm like, I don't know which one I want. The decisions were killing me, but I'm happy. So these mini skeins are bulky weight. They have bulky minis. Like, which I think is very uncommon and so smart. Like, this is such a cool idea because, especially paired with Courtney's book, where you only need a small quantity of bulky weight yarn. Like, it's perfect. I really cannot wait to make my own. So I just thought that was such a fun idea for color work, bulky weight. Please, if you're in the market, check out their website, Gems Luxe Fibers. Like, it's just so, they have great colors. They're very bold and very bright, vibrant. And I will hopefully knit this hat soon, maybe next week, because I'm wrapping up a few other projects, then I can get to Finley's hat. And the last thing I'm going to add, so I really have Finley's hat like all planned out. Pom-pom, I have a label too. So I get my leather labels from Archer Knits. Here's the logo. I get them on Etsy, and I just got a shipment of them for this season because I was running low. So I get little LK Lizzy Knits brim tags, and they fold over the brim. Also, I get my logo reversed on the other side in case it's a folded brim. You do it from like the top down. So these are so cute. I've been using these for years. They're my favorite. And then they come with like the little hardware that just screws on, super simple. And then they go on the base of, it's too far away. Oh, that's the upside down one. They go on the base of the hat. So, but with my order, she sent me a couple samples of new colors. So what I was thinking, so I guess she's going to, on her website, start offering like metallics and other colorful ones. And these are awesome. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get like my generic brown ones anymore because these are too fun. So here's one. It's like, this is a shiny silver with like pink lettering. And there's a mauve one, an orange one. My favorite, I think this is my favorite. It's dark with like bold blue lettering. So I'm thinking this tag, the bulky minis, and the blue raspberry pom. I love it. So I will show you guys more about this. I'm sure I'll have it done by the time I record episode 12. Hopefully it'll be soon. We'll see. I don't have like a super strict recording schedule. Mostly when I have stuff to show you, because like last week I didn't really have much stuff. I don't really have anything to show you, or a lot of like unfinished things. So it's like, well, couldn't put a episode together yet. But this week, lots of finished things, and also I just wanted to show you all the fun shopping I did. It was such a great event. And actually we're going to go again next year too. So I highly recommend it if you are looking for like a full like knitting centric weekend. And it was beautiful area and just nice people, and the New York Sheep and Wool Festival. Excuse me. Okay. Showed you tags, Courtney's fun book. And again, The Art of Knitting Hats by Courtney Flynn. And it's available on Amazon. Or you can go to flynnit.com, and she's got all the links and everything and how to order and get your own copy. I love this. Also, oh, I want to show you. I might have showed you this last week, because near the end of her book is all the there's like all the fall ones and Christmas ones. I had my eyes on this one, also folded brim. Nuts About Autumn. There's little acorns. It's so cute. So I might have to make this one too. I love it. Thanksgiving hat. And then let's see, there's a Christmas one. Oh, my absolute favorite is called Joy. And it's like just loaded with color work. This is worsted weight, so like there's a lot more. So the definition is smaller. So this is a super fun one, and I love that brim. So cool. All right, The Art of Knitting Hats. What's up next? Okay, let me show you my finished shawl in reverse, and then this will be the last time I show you, because I know I've showed this a few times, but I am excited. The pattern is available. It's ready for download on threebirdsYarnstudio.com, and Etsy and Ravelry. Hello. And these 5 colors of malabrigo mechita are also listed online in my website in case you want to make your own in this color combination. So there it is. It's a nice little fade. Nice little fade. Woo. And then if you missed the explanation of the shawl last time, so it's a general triangle shawl. This is the cast on edge right here. This one, and then you decrease, 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 decrease until you get to 2 stitches, and that's the end. So this shawl is super fun because it gets all the hard work out of the way in the beginning. So it was really fun when I got to like the 4th color, like, oh, this is a breeze. That first color though, like, I'm never gonna finish this now. But if you know, that's usually how the end of the shawl goes, like, get it done in the beginning. So it was just a fun little twist on like a traditional design. Okay, shawl in reverse, and I wore this to, actually you can check out my Instagram. I did a reel, I think, and you can see me wearing this. Try not to knock my, I always do that. I always like go flying, but I tucked my hair in. All right, well here it is. Stand up. So shawl in reverse, this is how I wore it, kind of like scarf style. And then it's cool because I like how since like that final dark color, it's not, you don't see it a ton, but if you're wearing it kind of scarf style, you can always make this end go in the front so you can see all 5 colors. So that's it. It was cozy. I loved it. All right, shawl in reverse. I had a lot of fun making that one. Okay. I have, where are we at? Look at my list. Okay. I wrote a hat pattern a couple days ago, and I'm kind of excited about it because, and this hat pattern is cable knit, which also I was excited about because lately I haven't been cable knitting, and for as long as I can remember, like that was kind of my thing. It was my favorite. That was always my focus. But then I started doing like Halloween hat. I've been doing a lot of color work lately. So, but it was really fun to write up a cable knit. And my favorite thing is sketching cable knit patterns on graph paper. Like I love it. Like that's my favorite designs to do. So I was messing around with combinations, and the yarn that I'm writing it for is Ba Yarn Mammoth. So this is super bulky yarn, 100% merino wool. And this colorway is Smokes on You. Actually, it's too bright when I put Smokes on You. So again, oh, lightly speckled. I love it. Great for cable knitting. Oh, I just bumped my camera. Hold on. Grabbing too much stuff, and I have too many like cords all over the place. Gently grab this other thing. So here I have here's more Ba Yarn Mammoth. This is a more variegated one. This one's just so cool. It's called Love Potion. Yeah, Smokes on You. And then I also have a bunch of solids. This one's Blue Wing Teal, Falling in Love. I have a ton more color options than this on the website. And actually, I just placed an order yesterday I restocked everything that was sold out, and I added a bunch of more colors too. So early next week, or if you're watching this video next week, check the website because I'll have a lot more inventory. So I think I'm gonna get that shipment probably over the weekend. So that's exciting. I love yarn mail. It's great. I love it. All right. So the pattern, and I used Smokes on You, that first one that I showed you. It's like a grayish tan with lightly speckles. And it looks like this. Ooh. Again, the light's kind of bright. So I think what I call this? The Limitless beanie. I struggled with names because I thought it looked like an infinity sign. Like, so I was trying to do like infinity beanie. That was taken like several times. Eternity beanie. Like everything is just taken. Limitless, not taken. So that was the winner. And I was going on like the thesaurus.com, like typing in, infinity. What are synonyms for infinity? But finally we landed on limitless. God, I'm gonna need to remember this. Sometimes I'm like spot on with naming my patterns. Sometimes like it is a struggle. It's just such a struggle. Like, and then I come up with like, I love this name. I love this name. It's perfect. Like, it's taken. Golly. So this worked out well. The limitless beanie. So it's kind of this like figure 8 looking motif. It's super stretchy. And I think this evening I'm going to try to get some promo photos for it. Because I typed up the patterns so I can go out for a testing call next week. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm not going to try to get like patterns out tomorrow. So that'll be fun. And then so it's written for super bulky weight, but I wanted then like it'll be Bayern Mammoth, but then I want to suggest like other suggested yarns. So I made one in Rasta right here. So here's a Rasta version. And I think I want to make one in, I might do, Amazon's here. Okay, so I might do one in like the wool and one in crazy sexy wool. And I feel like, am I missing I think that's it. I'll do, and if it's the same gauge for all 4 yarns, I can write that, but I'll just try them out. But I'm excited about this one. And this mammoth is so soft. It's so soft. It's like buttery soft. Like I highly recommend, if you haven't tried this before, of grabbing a skein. Also, I sell them in my shop. But it's a really fun, super bulky yarn. And their colors that they come up with, especially the variegated ones, are just like so unique. I just love it. And they use a lot of like neon tones too, which is so fun. So they're a favorite of them. I've been using this a lot lately. And then this is kind of just a slightly bigger version of their Sequoia yarn, which is also super bulky. They're just a little bit different, equally as soft, equally as colorful, and they're awesome. So I like this one a lot. So keep an eye out for more info, or if you follow me on Instagram, I will post a whole bunch of stuff about the limitless beanie. I'll remember that. I keep wanting to call it the Eternity beanie because that was the original name I was thinking of as I was working it up, but it was taken, so I had to switch it a little bit. But limitless beanie. So more info coming soon. Okay, I have one more. No, I have 2 more. I lied. One more thing to talk about. This is a pattern I started 2 weeks ago, and I just did the final row today. It's a cowl. So again, this is a color work, and it's in the same style of, if you remember my Spooky Night beanie, where it's all malabrigo worsted, so worsted weight yarn. I do a colorful yarn with a white background, so high contrast. And I kind of do a traditional like Scandinavian motif then with like a picture, or like, because like for the Spooky Night one, it was like little ghosts. This one's snowflakes. So here we go. I am doing a beanie, and I'm also doing a matching cowl for this one. And I'm so kicking myself I didn't do a matching Spooky Night cowl for the hat, but yeah, maybe I can add that on next Halloween. But for this one, it's gonna be cowl and hat. So here's the cowl. There goes my list. Ooh, yeah, I've never seen it like far away, because I'm always like knitting it. Oh, it looks totally different. So here it is. Here's the motif, and it's going to be, I'm gonna have a matching hat to it with a 3rd color, because I like to do the 3rd color for the brim and then 2 colors for the main body portion. So the 3rd color is going to be kind of a lighter, like tealish blue. I haven't completely made up my mind on the brim color yet for the hat, but I did just the 2 color body of the hat motif in repeats for the cowl. So it's kind of long. I just did my final row, and it's going to be a Mobius. So Who likes Mobius knitting? Raise your hand. I have grown quite fond of Mobius knitting over the years, and I was always too scared to try it. So I'm really happy that I got comfortable with it and writing patterns, because the seaming is the intimidating part. So I think also with this one, I'm planning on Monday when I do seam it, I'm going to record a video to go along with it, because I will have written instructions, but sometimes this kind of has quite a few steps. So maybe it would be easier to have a link that you can also watch me doing it, and it might be a lot clearer. So that's that. Okay, so I did my final row. The next step, what I'm going to do with this, because of color work, you want to block it, because I've seen there are some fantastic Fair Isle knitters, color work knitters, like where their stitches come out 100% perfect, and even I am not one of those knitters. And I think most people aren't. When you do Fair Isle, it's not like some stitches might be a little more bumpy. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, where it's just not perfect. So what I'm going to do is, they all tangled here. Try not to drop stitches. I'm going to block this over the weekend, so then I can, actually I might even do that this evening. Then I can seam it Monday and record the video. But what I do, and I'm going to leave my needles in. I know I've gotten that question before. It seems a little weird, or if you're not used to it, or I can take, these are interchangeable needles, so I can take the tip of it off, and I might put the stoppers on just because these are wood. And I'm not going to do a full wet block, but I am going to steam it. So I'll lay it out flat. I have these foam mats, and I'm just going to run the steam setting of my iron over it. I do it a lot, because like I'm trying to saturate it enough without like submerging it in water. Like I don't want to do a full wet block, but just get really steamy. And then when you do a steam block, if you've never done it before, I like to hold, do not iron your knits. I like to hold it like 2 inches over the knits, and then like, so the steam kind of is close to it, but not, you're not going to burn it. So, then I get it nice and wet and warm, and then just let it, it'll loosen up the stitches. There's a lot of Fair Isle texture here. So it'll loosen it up, and then they'll start to lay really flat when it's flat, and then I'll flip it and do the opposite side. So that will be the next step. So, also, and I will explain this in my tutorial that I'm going to link in the pattern. What we're going to do, here, I'll walk through the Mobius process a little bit. So you end on one side. Clearly, I still have my circular needles in here. When I did a cast on, and I do have a video tutorial for this cast on if you want to search my page, I did a provisional cast on with scrap yarn. Okay, that's why I had contrasting color, and it looks weird. Like, no, there's not gonna be any yellow in this on the final product. Although this navy white and the yellow kind of look awesome together. So maybe on a different project. But this scrap yarn is seriously just, it's holding, if I'm showing you clearly enough, it's just holding the place of those cast on stitches. So what we're gonna do is this, I have a tail, this is ready, I'm not gonna actually do it, pull it, and these stitches, because you're gonna remove the scrap yarn, and as I remove it, I'm going to put them back on a second set of 16-inch circular needles. And I usually go, if you don't have the same size of what you were working with, like in a duplicate, you can go like 1 size down or 2 sizes down. I just don't like to go 1 size up, because then it stretches out the stitches and it won't look even. So in the end, picture all of these stitches are now live again and on a second set of circular needles. So here we have both ends on a set of needles. I'm going to slip. So I'm trying to explain this clearly. I have practice for when I make my tutorial, but I want a twist in this cowl. So I'm not going to seam it like this. I want a twist, and then I want to seam it. So what I'm going to do, and it doesn't matter which side, slip half of the number of stitches. So then the needles will be sticking out of opposite ends. So like these will be pointing this way and these will be pointing in the opposite direction. So then when you twist it, the needles are pointing in the same direction, and they'll meet together, and you take the tail, cut the tail in a tapestry needle, and you Kitchener stitch it together. And what I worked into this pattern is I tried to be sneaky about it. You can see it, but this is the section break halfway through the blue section. That was the cast on. So halfway through the blue section starts section 2 to here, section 3. I'm giving away all my secrets. But there's 2 rows of non-color work. So that's where you're going to place the seam, because when we take the blue color, and that's the one you make the seam with, that seam is going to act as one of the rows of the solid. So it's going to be totally hidden and sneaky, and you won't know the seam is there. So I'm kind of excited about it. And again, that was probably not, it was probably a little awkward explanation, but I will try to do a little better when I'll have the camera facing down. I can show actually when I'm doing better, but I will attach a video link to the seaming, because it might, so I started like writing out the directions of what I was just saying. Like it's long, like there's a lot going on. So hopefully both people will like it. I think, I feel like the more videos, the better. They're just easier to visualize and follow along. So that's that. That's the cowl, and then I will work on the matching hat. So, I never gave you the name. It is called the Susie Snowflake cowl and the Susie Snowflake beanie. And I named it because that is my mom, the Susie Snowflake like Christmas special. That's my mom's like favorite Christmas cartoon, like from when she was a little kid, and then we always watched it when we were little kids, and like I love the little song, and it just reminded me of like the snowflakes in the background of that like I think it's like not claymation, it's like or stop motion. Yeah, it's stop motion, and it's like from when she was a kid, but it really looks like that like kind of style. So I thought it was a fitting name. There's a pattern name that I came up with right away, and it wasn't taken, and we're gonna go with that, and I'm really excited about it. So stay tuned for that. That's kind of like my holiday festive pattern. So I'll get that working too. But I think maybe next week is going to be a week of like me sending patterns out, because they're basically ready. This needs to get seamed, and I need photos. So we have like the end of next week. So not too bad. One more thing to show you, and I'm talking like a mile a minute, and then I need to go because the bus is gonna come. I finally blocked these. I was working on these, and I made a couple of reels about them on Instagram, but it was like kind of a couple weeks ago. They've been sitting on my blocking mat here, like completely finished, but like I just haven't picked them up. So I made, and this pattern is probably like 4 years old of mine, the Cassiopeia mittens and fingerless gloves. I haven't like previewed these in a while, just because I haven't made these in a long time. So this pattern is worsted weight, and I use malabrigo rios for mine, but you could use malabrigo worsted or washted, just like the cowl I just showed you that was in worsted. So here's the mitten, and here's the fingerless gloves. So the pattern, I have instructions for both. So it's like basically you knit the cuffs the same, you work through, the thumb is the same, and then it's like, okay, stop here for the fingerless glove and do this ribbing for the top. But then it's like, if you want to make the mitten, keep going, and then I will show you the decreases. And then obviously this is a thumb gusset. I show you how to increase. Then you put stitches on a placeholder or scrap yarn, and then you'll only do it, you pick it up for both versions, but you only do like a couple rows for the thumb and bind off, but the thumb you have to knit further, and then we do a little decrease and then bind off. These are super duper cozy. These work up really quick. And then I also have a note in the pattern, like I like See, I like my fingerless gloves kind of short, so when I close my hands, it's just across like my knuckle. But some people like across your fingers, so there is options. You can do another repeat if you like them a little longer. But the mittens are kind of just the mittens. So yeah, this is a fun one. This is what yarn is this? It's malabrigo rios in whole grain. Like I know this one. So whole grain, and these have a fun little like slip stitch, little like W's. It looks like the Cassiopeia constellation, so that's why I did that. And I blocked them just because I don't know, but you actually see it still a little bit, and that's totally just my user error. But like where the DPNs split, like sometimes you get a gap. Blocking helps a lot. So this is a super fun pattern. Boop boop. Yeah, Cassiopeia mittens and fingerless gloves. So I think I might give these to someone for Christmas. Or keep them. Might just keep them. Maybe, we'll see. All right, so those are done. Actually, I think because I use whole grain for these, I want to take some new pictures because I realized like on my website, and from 4 years ago, I'm like, my photography has gotten better. I actually know how to edit pictures now. So I've been in the process of like slowly redoing like photos from like years ago, and like just live and learn. And I take most of my photos on my phone. So like I have like my old phone, like new phone's way better. So this was one that I wanted to redo. So I might snap a few pictures and just update it on the website. Not changing the pattern, just a fresh picture. Also, like the first time I made these, I used super variegated yarn. And again, it's like the yarn was beautiful, but in the photos, you can't really see like these little like side of the hand slip stitch design. So I wanted to do a more neutral so that maybe you can see a little more of the fancy stitches. But yeah, that's that. I'll do that. I'll probably have these just sitting for like another 2 weeks. Just trying to manage my time. All right. Well, I think oh my gosh, I covered everything. That was super fun. We had a great time in New York. I'm excited to make Finley's hat with Jem's lugs. I'm excited to knit everything. I want to knit. I'm in a mood where like I want to cast on everything. There's sometimes where I'm totally burnt out on knitting. Be like, there's nothing that sounds fun. There's no patterns that like I'm really into, or like I don't feel like designing anything. But like right now I'm in the opposite, and I think it's because it's starting to get cold. Like I want a new hat for myself. I want Finley and have a new hat. I want to make the socks. I want to make my winter cowl. I want to make my winter hat. Like knit everything. And then I went to my knitting night last night in my neighborhood, and there's a sweater vest that a few of the ladies are like simultaneously working on. Like I could make that too. I should totally cast one on. Like I don't have the time, but I want to. I definitely want to. So we'll see. All right, friends. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me talk about all product designs and all that good stuff. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend and happy Halloween. All right. See you later with episode 12. Bye.